Hello and happy Christmas to you all. Now, I bet you thought we were done with our advent calendars. Well, not quite yet. We have one last gift to open, and that is the big blue envelope. So, should we get opening and see what's in here? I'll do it that way. Let's rip this open and see what is inside here. So, I'll put that on the floor, where we normally go, to be fair. There you go. So first up, we get this beautiful saying stamp, make this moment count. How cool is that? We also get a mini swoosh. Look at that one. Yay. And if you notice, your saying will fit perfectly inside there. And then finally, we get our floral border. Now look at that. Doesn't look much that side, but when we turn him around, look at the size of that. Can't wait to get playing with that. You're going to need a big stamp base, so that's either a stamping platform or one of our poly mounts to get that one stamped out neatly. So, should we get crafting? If you want to craft along today, this is what you're going to need. So, before we get making today, I want to just have a quick look at this stamp because it has actually got a direction to it. So if you look, we've got this little text in the back. I know we can't read it, but it is still text. And if you notice, you've got like a f, you've got a couple of f's in there, you've got some c's and some as, and some is. So what you need to do is you make sure you get this the right way, because if we pop it this way, it definitely doesn't look right, does it? Because if we look, we can't quite make out what letters they are supposed to be. But if we turn it this way, yeah, all those lovely letters, so our is, our as, our p's, our f's, are all the right way. So just remember when you're stamping it, you want that wider section at the top, and it kind of narrows and goes to one side. Yep. So just basically just have a look at it and make sure you're going to stamp it the right way up before you do. Right. So let's get crafting. Let me move them to one side. I'm going to need my stamp, but not quite yet because I want to do a bit of a gamboge base to it. Right, there we go. Oh, I've already got ink on my fingers. So I've got a mat for an A5 card here, and I'm going to take my gamboge and I'm just going to create a panel. So I'm going to kind of doing it to one side of my card. My idea is I'm going to stamp over our new border and then pop a saying towards the bottom down here. So I've got my gamboge. I'm just going to sprinkle it with spritz, just like that. Normally, I would take a piece of tissue to that to take away some of the excess water, but it also knocks back the colour. So today, I'm going to leave it like that and just dry it. So it's going to take me a while. Right, so this is wonderfully dry, and I'm just going to grab my big stamp and we're going to ink him up. Now, this is one of those cases where you take your time and you make sure every little bit is inked up. Just take your time, keep going over it, especially where you've got these solid splats in the background. Oh, see, I'd even missed the point off my lines there. Just take your time, ink it up nice and slowly, making sure you've got all those bits. There we go, I think I'm done. And then I'm going to make sure, I'm going to turn it around actually so it's easier for me to stamp. And I'm going to make sure my top is going to my top and my bottom is going to my bottom. So my writing's the right way up basically. And then I'm going to splat this on here. But when I do that, I want to try and make sure, see how our design's got lines on it? I kind of want them to be in line with the edge. So let me get pressing this down, otherwise my ink will dry. Just give it a real good rub. Just where the design is. And then, moments of truth time. Right, there we go. That should be good enough. I'm just going to lift it up. There we go. So we've got a beautiful border. It would look nice just like that, wouldn't it? But what I also want to do is do a little bit of decoupage on it. So I've got a little bit of scrap here, and I just want, well, I'm hoping it's the right size. It is indeed. Look, I want to grab those 3 flowers I'm just going to ink them up again and make sure I stamp them. Make sure you ink them up good. Lots and lots of ink on there. There we go. I know I've put a big inky marker on my poly mount, but it doesn't really matter because it's not over my card, is it? There we go. And then I want to stamp it once more because these two are in the background and this one is right up on the top. I'm going to take that off. Oh, didn't want to come. There we go. Dropped off. And then one more. Hoping my piece of card's big enough. We'll soon find out. Yep, it is. So this time I just want that centre bit. That big centre flower. And you'll notice it is the beautiful Stella again. So you can see how everything links together. You've got your beautiful mini Stella for inside your card, or you could use your normal size Stella and to go around your greeting inside your card, or to decorate your envelope. And then you've got a beautiful border. Pop out there. And you could go to town with this, couldn't you? Because you could decoupage up the centre bit as well. There we go. So we have got, oh, I've only just caught that bit at the bottom. So we've got that bit stamped. I'm just going to wipe my desk because I've got some ink on it. And then we need to decide how we're going to colour this in. So, the desk's green. Don't know why that's happened. I think I'm going to use my pencil crayons. But before I grab them, I'm just going to make sure this is lovely and dry because I don't want to smudge any of the outline ink. So I'm just going to dry it off with my heat gun and then we'll get colouring. Right, so I've grabbed some pencil crayons and I'm just going to start. I've decided to go blue because I think that will really show up on that lovely gamboge background. So again, I am not the best colourer in the world. It's about having fun and just colouring. I'm just getting a basic layer down first. I'm going to start adding a bit of a darker colour. Like I said, there are so many fantastic colours out there. Colourists, I think is what they're called. Okay, I'm just going to keep working on this until I've got all my flowers coloured in. So I've just finished colouring those in. I'm going to move them to one side. I'm going to have a quick look at this one. So you'll have noticed on this one I have coloured in that central flower. Even though I'm cutting this one out to stick on top, I've still coloured the edges in blue. And the reason for that is if you don't, and you don't get it lined up, all you will see is a big white flower. Well, in this case it's a gamboge flower. And that's what your eye will be drawn to. No matter how beautiful your colouring is, if you don't get it lined up, you'll notice that it's out. But it doesn't really matter if you just add a little bit of blue, well, whatever colour you colour your flower in, over the top. So even if you don't get it lined up, your flower is still exactly the same colour. I'm just going to go around these and then I'm going to colour in my little leaves as well. So I'm getting there with my colouring. The last thing I'm going to do is just do any more work on this bit and a little bit more work on our flowers. So first up, you can see I've got my charcoal pencil already. I'm just going to add a little bit to these lines just to give them a little bit of depth. There we go, just down here. And that one. And then anywhere I think I'll add a little bit more shade into. Because it's much easier to do it now than it is when we come to start putting everything together. Here around the base, I think I want a bit. I'm being very careful when I put my hand on that I'm not smudging any of the pencil clay or anything. There we go. And then I have noticed, which one was it? I think it was down here. Can you see? I've just not quite stamped that right, so I'm just going to get my little doodle pen just to touch that up for me. There we go. And then finally, I can't have dots on something without putting a little bit of either gel or not gel, glossy accents or white pen. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of gel pen and just add to these dots. I might even add a few extras in the white pen. Just there. Okay. Just like that. So I'm quite happy with it now, I think. So what I'm going to do next is just cut these flowers out and then we can get sticking it all together. So you can see I've cut out all my little flowers and things. So we're going to work on our sentiment next. So make this moment count. I've got some scraps of card. And I'm just going to stamp this in black. Oops. Just make sure you ink it up well. And I'll pop this right down in the bottom. I don't want to leave much of a border because I haven't got that much space. I've not inked that up. There we go, let me just do that again. I can see my mess. Oh, I've over inked it now. Look at all that mess on there. Tidy it up before I make a mess on the paper. Right, let's try that again, shall we? So we'll pop that down here. There we go. And then all I'm going to do, I'm going to put my ink back, my lid back on my ink, is grab my guillotine and chop this down, leaving a very, very small border. Oh, I've just noticed it didn't stamp very well. Well, we'll fix that in a minute. Pop that there. See, maybe just there I didn't want to stamp. Never mind. We will fix it. It's quite an easy one to fix, that, isn't it? Popping that in again. Normally I would say dry your ink, otherwise you end up with inky pinkies like I've got there. But again, if I hadn't pointed it out, you probably wouldn't have noticed. Because people will be too busy looking at that beautiful flower to notice my little inky pinky on there. Move my guillotine again. So I'm just going to grab my little doodle pen and just, there we go, right there. Right, you'd never know that I missed a bit off, would you? So I'm going to put that to one side, grab my card back down. Time to put it all together. So that is just going to get layered on there. I'm not sure if it needs a mat. Go on there. My flowers, they do need a little bit of shaping, so I'm going to turn them. I'm going to do it that way. Just use the end of my pen and just give them a teeny tiny bit of shaping. No, it looks like a lot of shaping at the moment. Bit of an awkward one to give shaping to, this one. Just like that. And then, oop. It's like trying to play with a fish, this one, isn't it? Trying to hold a fish. Not that I've held many fish, to be fair. Right, I'm going to turn it. Just give those leaves a little bit of shaping. So then that goes on there, like so. So I'd literally stick the centres and stick the centre of that one. And then I'm going to do fingers and thumbs. Exactly the same on this one. I'm going to push its middle down. And the hand. Just like so. And just curl my flower petals back. And then line that one up as well. That's going to sit on there like so. And then we've got our lovely little saying with its inky pinky that will just go down in this bottom corner, I think, just like that. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, because I definitely did. Here is our finished card using our 2021 Advent Calendar stamp set. Just check out that floral border. Stunning, isn't it? So what did we get as the complete set? We got that beautiful border. I think we're going to be seeing lots and lots of that, especially because it features our Stella. And we all know how much we love our Stella. There's that one. You also get your poly plate, which we haven't used yet, but we will. Our beautiful mini poly plate to go with that. And then a little saying that fits inside your poly plate, which is make this moment count. So that's it from me today. I hope you've enjoyed our make. I'm going to show you again because I'm proud of it. There we go. Check that out. There we go. So I hope you've enjoyed that today, and I hope you've enjoyed every day with us on your Advent calendar too. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.